Hi, I'm David, and I'm back with Magic ManaStrike. Following my previous video, which you can see linked here, I have decided to switch up my Koth deck to a more defensive style with the Vent Sentinel, so let's check it out. As you can see, I'm still using the Shivan Dragon, as it is a very strong card, and also the Fire Shrine Keeper as defensive units. Additionally, carrying over are the Ash Cloud Phoenix and the Hadron Scouts. However, the three new cards are in the middle. I'm running, let's take a look at Shock first. So Shock inflicts damage like the Ratchet Bomb. It has a 3-meter effect range, so not bad. But the main effect is that it stuns, in addition to dealing 360 damage to creatures, and it can do 180 to Guardians, but that's not really the goal with Shock. I have enough cards to level it up. Since it's a common card, it only costs 5,000 gold to level it up for 15 extra creature damage and 8 extra Guardian damage. That's not a lot, but for certain creatures, things like Blinding Mage and Clockwork Beetle and just some, like the spawn units, the 15 could be pretty useful. So I am going to do that. Okay. And then Star of Extinction and Vent Sentinel need a lot of upgrades. So let's look at Star of Extinction first. It does AoE damage and pushes. So not only does it do AoE damage like Ratchet Bomb and like Stun, but it spreads the units out. And that can be very beneficial if I'm trying to play, if I'm trying to distract units from the sort of crossover area or move them away from my tower. I think that it is a bit antithetical to Koth, because Koth does AoE damage to a group right in the area. So Star of Extinction will be used more for either emergencies or its 450 Guardian attack, which will actually be upgraded quite a bit here. So let's, it's only an uncommon card, so the gold investment here isn't too bad each level. And so I end up at level 5 with 540 Guardian attack. So it's important to know those numbers to know if the Guardian is in range. And then finally, the Vent Sentinel that I've been talking about for a while. It's a good building. It's really the only defensive building available to red, but happens to be a good one. Costs 4, just like Skull Catapult was nerfed to, just like Lightning Tower is. So it does do ranged attacks, but only ranged ground attacks. So it will be, that is bad. Like, it's not as good as Lightning Tower, because I believe Lightning Tower can do ranged attacks to air units. So it is limited to ground units, but with Koth, Shivan Dragon, and the Phoenix, I can handle air units pretty well. So this is the first time I've ever used the Vent Sentinel, so let's invest the gold to level it up. Okay, and then I just want to take a look at the very final upgrade up to 6. It's going to deal 12 extra attack, and it'll have 80 more HP. And 80 HP is probably an attack's worth of certain units, but it won't do much against Hellrider or Ninja of the Deep Hours, for example. Okay, so here's one last look at the defensive Koth deck list before we get into some games. Okay. So, thanks for watching that. If you did, if you skipped right here, no problem. Let me know if you agree with the change, disagree with the change, if you're using Koth yourself or a different Planeswalker, like this Will Rowan that I'm about to face. They are very popular right now. Koth is pure red, but Will Rowan are red and blue. Thematically, Rowan is a red girl and Will is a blue guy. They're twins. So Will Rowan, in a sense, have access to more cards than I do. Oh, did that Star of Extinction not hit the Enclave Elite? That's pretty sad. There's no objective benefit to playing one color right now, and I think that's a flaw with the game design. I didn't take advantage of the shock. Maybe if I had played the Hagen Scouts first. So there isn't any inherent advantage to playing a one-color Planeswalker, because Will Rowan have access to red and blue cards, whereas I only have access to red cards. So the real point is that Koth is that good. I think that Koth can answer the Will Rowan well enough. Will is specifically tough to defeat as far as opponent Planeswalkers go, because he freezes, and so Koth will, do his AoE attack and then get frozen. So it's not the greatest. Here's where Vent Sentinel comes in handy. All of that damage should be soaked up by the Vent Sentinel. I am struggling to figure out how to answer Rowan here. Luckily, the Fire Shrine Keeper and maybe Hagen Scouts did it. I didn't get to see exactly what each of them did. I think I'm going to play Shivan Dragon in my opponent's territory by sending in Koth. Alright, I'm going to use Koth's ability to keep him alive, stun that group, and then, well, I wish I could Star of Extinction, but I don't really have the mana for it. I guess I will now and try to hit the Planeswalker, finish off the Planeswalker. I don't have to worry about the Enclave Elite in the lower row, but I do have to worry about this Goblin Artillery. I couldn't think of its name for a second. Because just like I was playing in the previous list, it will chip away at the tower and be seriously annoying. So here's a Vent Sentinel. Hopefully the units that my opponent has on the battlefield will attack the Vent Sentinel, or I should say hopefully the Vent Sentinel will live long enough. I am in a spot of trouble here, and there goes my Sub-Guardian. Oh no, I lose the game. So Goblin Artillery was probably most of the damage that my opponent did that game. I don't think you usually see a Will Rowan deck running Goblin Artillery, but I should have been much more cognizant after I saw it the first time and paid a lot more attention to eliminating it quickly. In addition, I was really close to taking their Sub-Guardian, so it could have gone into sudden death, but there's a learning curve with any new deck, so I think noting the issues that I probably should have played Vent Sentinel more often and dealt with the Goblin Artillery faster. Overall, I think that was good enough gameplay for my first game. I mean, you saw that I have never used Vent Sentinel or Star of Extinction before, so it was a bit hard to manage Star of Extinction because it costs 5. That's a lot. But Vent Sentinel should really go down ASAP, like right there. Hellrider will damage the Vent Sentinel. I won't be sad about the 4 mana there. Yeah, I mean, all it answered was the Hellrider, but that means that it went 4 mana for 4 mana, so it's okay. I don't think I needed to add the Phoenix to this. The Shivan Dragon should handle my opponent's Phoenix just fine. And Vent Sentinel only attacks ground units, so I can see why they chose that, because it was just a distraction as the other cards came down. But let's star these guys. So Star killed the Swashbuckler, but it did not finish off Chandra. It did a lot to Chandra, and I don't think Koth makes it to the Sub-Guardian here. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just get the units slightly in the territory. to keep pressure on my opponent. I think Shivan Dragon will take out... Oh, okay, no. Chandra's jump does air damage. That was... Oh, wow. The Shivan Dragon did take out Chandra, so... Here, Hadron Scouts will take out the Hell Rider pretty quickly. And my opponent chose to commit Chandra to the bottom row this time. I am a little surprised, but... It's nothing too bad. These units should handle it. I probably could have considered Shock there instead of the Phoenix in order to take less damage on my Planeswalker. And I am actually going to be ready to play Shock out onto the battlefield in a second. Alright, apparently not. My game plan here is to defend the Sub-Guardian that she's attacking. Okay, so... I used Shock in the Hadron Scouts, and I think that saved a lot of damage from the Hell Rider. I'm going to commit a Shivan Dragon to this. Oh, wow. So, I've been surprised multiple times now by... what's it called? The Inferno Giant. Oh, I think the Star of Extinction... Okay, no, it didn't quite miss... Swashbuckler. Luckily, I have Vent Sentinel this time. I don't really know how to defend that top row, so I just put out what I had. And it looks like my opponent is probably out of Chandra Planeswalkers. And I am going to Star of Extinction the for defense there, which is a weird thing to say, but... Alright, they do... My opponent does actually have my tower damaged quite a lot, and I should expect an Inferno Giant pretty soon. They definitely have it back in their dock, and they might even have the mana for it. I don't really have anything to play right now. I'll play the Vent Sentinel because Hell Rider's probably coming. And I'm really just trying to build up enough stuff to damage the Sub-Guardian. Alright, I mean, there's 3 seconds. Never mind. I shouldn't have gone for it. I should have played defensively. I definitely should have looked at the time left and said, there's no way I can get the Sub-Guardian, and just tried to play out the tower and defensive units to not lose my upper Sub-Guardian. Ended in a draw anyway. So not too bad, but clearly this deck struggles to wipe out a Sub-Guardian unless you get some kind of advantage. But when we were evenly matched against the Chandra all game, couldn't do it. Alright, this is a Nahiri who plays red and white. Probably expecting some kind of swarm or aggressive deck. The Vent Sentinel here should be very good. I didn't really know what to play, so I played out the Hadron Scouts, realized that that wasn't actually a good starting unit, so then I played the Shivan Dragon. My opponent shocks my Shivan Dragon, so now theirs is still fully alive. And I really don't know how I'm going to handle all this. Luckily, I have the Hadron Scouts back for Spectral Procession, but yeah, Shock was the only way I was going to be able to kill the Shivan Dragon. And my opponent has Blinding Mage, but I already shocked, so I don't have Shock to answer it. Star of Extinction might be my only direct damage answer to Blinding Mage. Maybe it moves fast enough that I can do this. Alright, so it did catch up to the I was waiting for it to catch up to Haunted Guardian, is its name. Wow. I don't think Vent Sentinel was played early enough here. Oh, actually, I guess it was. It kind of pushed Inferno Giant out of the way. So let's actually see if Shock kills Blinding Mage. My Shock does kill Blinding Mage directly, so that's good to know. Hopefully Fire Shrine Keeper is a good enough response against the Spectral Procession. It is. They all attack the Fire Shrine Keeper. So I haven't taken much damage on my Sub-Guardian, but neither has my opponent. So this is going to be another one where we might just draw because I'm really struggling to get in the damage on the Sub-Guardian. I don't really understand why they played that. Ash Cloud Phoenix should be a fine defense. Maybe they were trying to distract me. Yeah, there's an Inferno Giant. Let's do Star of Extinction. And then I guess Hadron Scouts? Okay. No, let's do another Shivon Dragon and Koth. So here's probably where my opponent is going to play Nahiri, because I've committed Koth to the battlefield. I should shock the Blinding Mage. I should have done that a while ago. I don't think Nahiri can do air attacks, so that's why I played the Phoenix. Oh my goodness. Actually, Shock should finish off that tower. So there it is. I have the Sub-Guardian. I played another Phoenix for defense. I don't think the Shivon Dragons can fly in time, but I'll play Koth just in case, make them attack Koth instead of the Sub-Guardian. So it seems like this deck will not win quickly. The other Koth deck with Hellrider and Goblin Artillery could take a Sub-Guardian early or mid-game or even surprise get one late game. But this deck seems to play more... I can build up pretty much a full Shivon Dragon by ManaStrike, play that in the back, and then use that to move out one big ManaStrike time push towards the Sub-Guardian. The only thing that's weird about that is that there's no Inferno Giant. I would kind of expect an Inferno Giant to be a surprise in ManaStrike, which is what my opponents have done recently. I shouldn't play Vent Sentinel yet. So let's play Shivon Dragon, but I might have been baited into committing too much mana to the upper lane. Yep, look at that. Yeah, I don't really get that. Alright, I guess I play Koth here. There's just too much now that Koth is worth it. Ooh, alright, I need the mana for Shock. Come on, Shock. And can I hit... It does hit both the Blinding Mage and the Sub-Guardian, so that's nice. Koth gets in one hit. Again, nice, not the most important. Vent Sentinel should be good here. It is, and especially because my opponent committed Nahiri to that. They probably played her onto the battlefield before Vent Sentinel was summoned, so they didn't know. And I definitely want to save Shock for the Blinding Mage here. Nice, I hit the tower again. And my opponent has to play Nahiri defensively and Core Entangler. I think I should be able to kill Nahiri without a Koth. Well, alright, no. The fact that they played Fire Shrine Keeper means that my Hadron Scouts are going to die. So I do need to play Koth. Wow, I've taken some serious damage from that push. I'm going to star this because I don't have Shock. But I want the tower damage anyway. Oh, come on, Fire Shrine Keeper, take out the core quickly enough. Yes, no, Koth still died. Okay, so once again, this is going to be pretty tough. I have a lot of damage on both Sub-Guardians. Hadron Scouts are not the best answer to Fire Shrine Keeper here, but I just need to distract the tower damage long enough like that. I guess I'm shocking the Blinding Mage and other Sub-Guardian. To be honest, I have more damage on the upper Sub-Guardian than I do on the lower Sub-Guardian. I'm very sure that I got baited again. Let's keep Nahiri as close to her side of the battlefield as possible. Shock this so that they're stunned. Because the way that I took damage earlier was by letting Nahiri get too deep into my territory. I don't know that I'll be able to do anything with Koth. Yeah, let's star the tower. I was hoping the star would damage the Blinding Mage as well, but it didn't, because the Blinding Mage had already died. Hadron Scouts are a pretty good answer to the Haunted Guardian. I am struggling to close out this game, and I'm taking repeated tower damage, so I have to be very careful. Remember the amount of damage that shock does to buildings? Wasn't it like 340? So this should be it. Oh no, it's not quite. So I guess I'm cycling up to another shock is my goal, which means I'm playing out the cheapest cards I have. Right now that's Phoenix, and there's shock. So I'm going to damage the upper sub-guardian with shock as soon as it comes out, and there's the game. So I actually miscalculated how much damage Star of Extinction and shock did to the sub-guardian. And that did endanger my game plan, because what I should have done was play shock first, so that it was earlier in the cycle than Star of Extinction was. But I messed it up. I played Star of Extinction first. So that was definitely a misplay, but not one that cost me the game. Alright, found a battle pretty quickly this time. Against a Chandra opponent. So another day with a lot of reds. I mean, I guess I'm contributing. I'm a red player with Koth. But let's see how this red opponent does. Alright, some pretty good cards. I will be using shock for things like Hellrider. I'll be using shock for the stun this game, I should say. The previous game I was using shock to... So, just like that, I shocked the Hellrider, so I saved a bit of damage on my Sub-Guardian. And what I was trying to say was in the previous game, I was using shock to kill the Blinding Mages. But I don't think that a Chandra deck is going to be running anything that requires me to kill with shock. So Star of Extinction was pretty powerful there. I definitely misplaced it because I'm not familiar with how it works. I placed it too high on the battlefield. But I was able to take out the Shivan Dragon, and I think that was pretty crucial in surviving Chandra's push. Because if Shivan Dragon had lived, he would have dealt a lot of damage to the units that I was placing to defend. So I could star again here. I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather Shivan Dragon of my own. And then Koth was a bit unnecessary and a bit risky. Hopefully he will attack and take out the dragon here. But look at that, my own Shivan Dragon is dead due to my opponent's Shivan Dragon, and ouch, there go the rest of my units. So, oh no, oh this is very bad. So I wanted to Starve Extinction there, but only because it was the only option I thought I had. Ouch, so this one hurts. I don't have any units to play. Alright, I guess I'm starring the tower, and wow, the Phoenix killed my Planeswalker, so I'm way behind. Don't have a Sub-Guardian, down a Planeswalker. My opponent's not even trying. They have a ManaStrike Planeswalker. They run Star of Extinction, kills my building. So, here it is. I'm going all in on this push. Yeah, I probably should have played just the Hadron Scouts. I'm putting everything I have as close as possible to the Sub-Guardian. I'm going to star this just because it's my only option, but there's no way I have 4,000 plus damage with the star and some units. So, that was a pretty disappointing loss. I guess I used my cards too liberally, and against Chandra I have to be much more defensive than I'm used to. A Chandra with the Shivan Dragon, that was the particularly devastating combo in that game. It was very hard to both kill her while surviving the Shivan Dragon and kill the Shivan Dragon. Okay, so what I've learned from the first few games is that I have to keep the Planeswalkers as close to the middle of the field as possible. Because once Chandra gets to place units right by my tower or Nahiri, they get really tough to stop. That strategy is a bit difficult with Koth because if he crosses over, he stops attacking creatures. So, can get pretty dangerous, play a balancing game. Another Chandra opponent. So, I guess I'm looking for redemption. Alright. Do I just send in a star for the mana use? I'm gonna do it. Luckily for me, it also damaged the Shivan Dragon, but my opponent is sending in a lot of stuff, so let's play the Vent Sentinel relatively close to the middle of the battlefield. Wow, see, I thought the Vent Sentinel was a strong unit, but it's getting pummeled by these other playable things that I never felt like I could kill the Vent Sentinels that quickly. But right here, I have an advantage. I'm ready to play Shock to stun whatever he sends out here. It did a little bit. I don't think it let Koth do any extra damage. I think he still died too quickly. But here, Vent Sentinel can be a little farther back. I'll take care of Chandra once she gets there, but not any earlier. Make sure to use Koth's ability now so that he survives. And I guess I'm ready to star any unit that gets played. Star Extinction should kill the Swashbuckler, and it missed the Chandra, unfortunately. Once again, Koth didn't really do any damage to that Sub-Guardian, but I have dealt a little, so things aren't hopeless. Wow, maybe I need to upgrade my Vent Sentinel even further. I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good to play on defense as much as it has felt annoying to face when I'm the offense, if that made sense. I am really controlling the pace of this game, though. Hopefully the Phoenix will turn around and kill the Phoenix Egg before it revives. It does. So I guess another star, luckily for me. Alright, well it missed the dragon, so I do have to be better about the placement of that. But overall, I'm taking out these Hell Riders pretty efficiently. I'll play out another Vent Sentinel to get it back in the rotation. I don't need Koth right now. Wow, I wasted my shock because my first Phoenix was dead. There's another dead Phoenix. I guess I have to play Star here. There's too much going on. I have Vent Sentinel back when I can afford it, which is now. Using Koth's ability so he doesn't die. The Shivan Dragon is being really annoying to kill, but actually I should be able to play my own. And I don't know if my opponent has another Planeswalker left. So, this is going to be just questionable stuff. Hopefully I can do... Alright, there we go. So, Star is 540 to the tower, so this should be enough. Yeah, and that's game. So, I don't really know what was different that game. I think that my opponent didn't play Star of Extinction of their own, which was nice, but sorry, I guess two things. One, my opponent went for one Sub-Guardian and one Sub-Guardian only, which I could defend. And two, I played Vent Sentinel a lot and appropriately. Even though he died pretty quickly, I still used it. And I made sure to play on the defense. Now, I think that I was pretty close to drawing that game because we were deep into sudden death, and that was my last push that I could probably muster. So I'm pretty glad that the units that were there dealt enough damage to the upper Sub-Guardian to let Star finish it out. But I don't think that I can guarantee that play each game. So that does make it pretty tough to understand how this deck plans to win. The fact that I don't think I can reliably push each game, or I just need to mana manage better throughout the whole game. Alright, this is a Dovin. Probably is a deck that gives me the opportunity to manage my mana throughout the whole game. Alright, yes. So I can start with Shivan Dragon here. He will take out the Ninja pretty quickly. In answer to Core Entangler, I played Koth. Ouch, actually I definitely messed that up. I wish that I could have had Koth support the Shivan Dragon as a push, but that's not really happening. I don't think Star was right there. It's tough. Shock did not actually take out the Dovin as I hoped, and I played the Hadron Scouts too early to answer Ninja. So I'm really not playing well this game. I played Koth too early. Then I had to answer Dovin without Koth, which I did, but Shock didn't actually do it, and I played Shock too early to kill the Hadron Scouts that he summoned. I wasted Star on the lower Sub-Guardian. Like, I didn't hit enough units to justify Star. Here I should, if I can hit the Wave Crash Triton, which I do, and there goes Dovin, so I think all of that was worth it. I'm actually a Planeswalker ahead now that I killed Dovin with Star and other units. I don't want to use it now, though. Vent Sentinel's probably the best answer I have now to Ninja. I don't know if Vent Sentinel will be able to damage the Wave Crash Triton. I'll play Phoenix. Yep, there's Circle, so I do play the Hadron Scouts and Fire Shrine Keeper against Circle. I assume my opponent's going to go for a Sub-Guardian at some point, so there's Vent Sentinel against the Ninja, and I plan for Shivan Dragon to be my push. So there it is. Here comes some stuff. Fire Shrine Keeper, Hadron Scouts, Star of Extinction on the tower, and Dovin. I forgot that my opponent ran Sphinx, so Sphinx did actually hurt me a lot, but with the addition of Hadron Scouts and Fire Shrine Keeper, I'm hoping I can deal a lot of damage to the Sub-Guardian. 2 stars is probably going to finish this guy off. So now it's just Koth and all the rest of the units. Like, Koth is now a defensive unit while I cycle back to Star. There's Star. I just need to wait for 5. 3, 4, 5. Star on the tower. Should be all of it. Boom. Game over. So, new observation. This deck can totally handle double Star in the late game, and that's going to be 1080 total damage to a Sub-Guardian. So maybe the plan is to chip away at a tower, either through one big push or multiple guys that just get through, and then Star cycle Star. Because I do have Hadron Scouts for 1, Fire Shrine Keeper for 2, Phoenix for 3, and I guess Shock for 3. And Shock, I guess, is nice as a defense to temporarily stun the units, and if that stun is long enough to build up the mana back to 5 for Star, I guess it works. Alright, I will approach the game plan like that. where I star the tower a couple of times and then do it twice in the end game. Alright, I like when my opponent tells me what she's going to do by playing the Fire Shrine Keeper. Vent Sentinel should totally handle the Hell Rider, which it did, if experience serves, and it does. Oh, there's Nahiri, actually. So let's play Koth, because I don't have a Vent Sentinel again to distract. There's an example of Nahiri getting to play a unit so close to my Sub-Guardian that I took a bit of damage. But I answered this whole push relatively well. I don't know that it's worth a... let's try to shock the dragon. Yeah, so the dragon stun works. I didn't actually get any tower hits, so I guess it didn't do anything. Maybe Nahiri can be taken out by Shivan Dragon. I think I actually did it. Yeah, I did. So... yeah, so Nahiri was taken out by my own units without a Planeswalker. So now I'm a Planeswalker ahead, and I did play Koth there to handle the Shivan Dragon, so maybe I'm net 0 Planeswalkers. Yeah, this Griffin's being too good. I guess I have to shock the Haunted Guardian to avoid damage? I mean, there's one swing. Core Entangler can also do a lot of tower damage if left unchecked, so I'm not actually up a Planeswalker. I'm equal. I had to use Koth on defense, so at this point, I'm not really sure, because I have so little damage on the Sub-Guardians anyway. Let's shock this group, and hopefully Koth will take them out. Guess I have to use his ability because they don't actually die. My opponent is playing a lot of stuff on the Nahiri, but it's just not enough. I would rather have Shivan Dragon than Star for this. Haunted Guardian's probably going to die pretty quickly. Now I'll Star. Yeah, my opponent played something. That's a Planeswalker, actually, right? That's a Nahiri. So they have a Nahiri that they haven't played yet. I didn't know that. I guess I play the Koth that I haven't played yet. And wait for Shivan Dragon. Yep, there it is. So, oh boy. Koth is about to die. I did get the stun on the Hell Rider, so that's nice, but I really have such little damage left. Or so much damage left to do on the Sub-Guardian that I don't know that I'll be able to finish out the game. So here's where I'm looking for not as many stars as possible, but I played Star of Extinction. It's back in my cycle now. I'm trying to build up enough of a push that it makes sense to star it more times. See, the problem is, so it doesn't make sense to star now, but maybe with 2 Shivan Dragons? Nah, the first Shivan Dragon died, so it doesn't even matter. And there's another Shivan Dragon for my opponent. I do have to worry about Hell Riders being played and eliminating my lower Sub-Guardian. Yep, there's one. So that should be good. I guess I will shock the... oh no. Core Entangler. So I shocked to stun, I don't remember what unit it was. I tried to distract Core Entangler. I got out another Shivan Dragon, but clearly we had a draw at 0-0, so most of the game was played just to not lose. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of draws with this deck because it just doesn't do enough tower damage to win games unless it is already in an overwhelming position. I believe I already played Enrique in this video. We're probably just both similarly ranked and playing at the same time. But okay, so this is a Chandra opponent, probably more aggressive than Nahiri just was. I have a defense for that. Okay, so I guess, look at that. Vent Sentinel still has half health. That is just as annoying as I remembered. So I guess it's not that bad. Alright, thank goodness my opponent showed me that they were placing something there. But they send in an Inferno Giant. I guess Koth will take it out, and all of these guys. I probably shouldn't have played the Hadron Scouts. Inferno Giant does AoE damage. They didn't take that much, though. Okay, he got Ratchet Bombed or Shocked or something. So still very little tower damage right now, as Koth is probably about to die. Hopefully I can answer Chandra with just units, which I did, but I am taking a lot from Hellrider for it. It's really challenging right now and in the other games to tell which Sub-Guardian I should actually focus my efforts on. So I think that I guess you just wait and see how much damage is done to each throughout the game, and then take advantage of the one that's pretty highly damaged. I don't really know. Hopefully Koth can do this here. I'm going to play out Shivan Dragon, and I guess Hadron Scouts, because I don't want Koth to get damaged by this Inferno Giant. He does get damaged by Chandra, but that's a separate matter. And now everything's gone. So that was probably Chandra's ability or a fire or something. Alright, so apparently I play Shivan Dragon a lot of times in this deck, and I think that's pretty dangerous because if Shivan Dragon dies, you've invested way more than you should in the card. Oh man, I'm really close to losing this upper Sub-Guardian, and if my opponent has Chandra or something, I definitely lose it in the next few seconds. So I guess I'm playing everything I have and going for the Sub-Guardian that I can possibly get, because yeah, look at that, I lose the Sub-Guardian. There's just so few ways to deal damage in this deck. I could have defended the Electrostatic Pummeler if I had chosen to, but I consciously chose to go for a Sub-Guardian rather than defend. Because I knew that over time, over the sudden death, I was going to lose the Sub-Guardian. So alright, a Dovin opponent. So we're probably going to see a Sphinx, but that doesn't seem to matter too much. Actually, Sphinx will be devastating in my final pushes. I mean, how many Starve Extinctions is it going to take to deal 6,000 damage? At 500 apiece, 12? So I definitely don't think that that's the way to win the game. Wow, so I messed up. I thought that Blinding Mage was the Dovin, because I wasn't paying enough attention. So hopefully Koth can reach Dovin here. Or at least the Shivan Dragon can kill him, and that makes playing Koth appropriate. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. And actually, if you look at that, Shivan Dragon does more damage to a Sub-Guardian with one breath than the Star of Extinction does. So I'm prepared to shock the Blinding Mage if necessary. It is necessary. I really wish I could have gotten them both. That would have been a lot of value and made up for my mistake of not shocking it earlier. Instead, I now have to play a Phoenix against it. So it's really going back and forth again between which Sub-Guardian I've dealt more damage to, but this is what I'm talking about. I should probably just take the chip damage throughout the game and then go with whichever one is more damaged. Wow, I can't believe that I still don't have shock back in the rotation. There are low-cost cards, but the low-cost cards are actually really good, and I don't want to waste them. Is that Spectral Procession? It is. So I really should have played a card earlier if I had known Spectral Procession was coming. I guess I have to shock these guys, but now it leaves Blinding Mage open for that, so I have to play another card against it. Alright, what I really want is Shivan Dragon to deal some tower damage. So that's why I played Vent Sentinel here. I'm actually not going to play Shock. I will star this. It's just such a big group that I'm fine using Star of Extinction. Wow, actually... Alright, this is very bad of me. I have not used Koth enough. Are we in Sudden Death now? Yeah, we're in Sudden... Okay, so I need to play way, way more Koths. I think I'm using too much mana on stuff that doesn't matter. Smaller things, whereas what I need is a Koth plus Shivan Dragon combo push. And then maybe finish it off with a Star of Extinction. So shock that group. Wow, that was a very powerful shock. Alright, so I'm now saving my mana for either a Shivan Dragon or a Star of Extinction. It looks like it's going to be Shivan Dragon. And in the next 10 seconds, can I purchase another Star of Extinction? Or does it have to be shock? It is Star. Hopefully the dragons will turn around and damage the building. They don't, so it's another draw. Apparently this is a really good deck for holding your rank. If you are, you know, top 250 and want to stay there, I guess play this deck. But oh boy, I really wish I was winning more than just having all these draws. At the same time, I can't complain that I'm avoiding losses, so... Okay, a new Planeswalker for today, Garruk. Summons the beasts, has access to black, so things could get annoying. It is really hard to... It's going to be hard for me to win against black because they have Circle of Pain and Geralt's Messenger. So against black, I need to take a Sub-Guardian at some point. And remember that a huge weakness of my deck is that I'm not actually finishing off Sub-Guardians. I can't believe that the Vent Sentinel died. That sucks. Let's see if Shock kills the... Nope, Shock doesn't even do half damage to this Sylvan Ranger. Come on, Shivan Dragon, you do your thing. It didn't do its thing. So, Star did. That was a nice pushback. I really need to play the Vent Sentinel more because Geralt's Messenger is going to attack the Sub-Guardian. And even though I can kill it pretty quickly, it still gets in some Guardian damage, so hopefully that will revive, and I will... Nope, the units don't really... Okay, I guess Koth turned around, but only because Garruk pushed him back with his hero ability. Alright, now will the Shivan Dragon take out the Sylvan Ranger? Yes. Alright, let's play in Hadron Scouts and the Phoenix. Didn't actually get the tower damage that I wanted. and use Koth here just to finish off Garruk, but yeah, I mean, I have done way less Sub-Guardian damage than my opponent, so I'm hoping that he will attack, this Sylvan Ranger will attack the Vent Sentinel. He doesn't, so I just wasted a card in mana. Oh, okay, so wow, my opponent decided to commit even a Garruk to the top lane push, so I don't really understand. He's been trying real hard to get the bottom lane this whole game. Maybe he recognized that my counter pushes in the bottom lane were what was going to lose in the game. So I think here that by playing Koth in the... Nope, I guess I have to star that group. Wow, this is going very badly. Do you see this? So the push that I made for the bottom Sub-Guardian didn't even get there. So I don't really understand how to... I don't really understand how to turn a push into lethal Sub-Guardian damage when I can't even have any units reach the Sub-Guardian. I don't think Star hits the Sub-Guardian here. Actually, it looked like it kind of did, but I'm just going to get Circle of Pain to death. So, Shivan Dragon died. I mean, Shivan Dragon is kind of my only hope. Oh my gosh. Did I actually win that one? I did. That was me and not... Alright, I mean, I guess Shivan Dragon isn't my only hope. Fire Shrine Keeper was doing solid damage to the Sub-Guardian there. I don't really know, but the fact that Shivan Dragon does more in one breath than Star of Extinction does means that, at least right now, I am really trying to get a Shivan Dragon all the way to the Sub-Guardian, and even just one breath per Shivan Dragon I'd be happy with. I don't think that happened that game. Maybe it did. Maybe that's why the Sub-Guardian became so damaged. But so Shivan Dragon's just so good at handling the defense. If you put him like right behind the tower or right in front of the tower, he can handle swarms and even single target. And then my goal is to support him and protect him in his march towards the Sub-Guardian. What I find that I don't have is a tank unit, except for Koth, but I don't always have a Planeswalker to play. But I don't really have a tank unit to put in front of the dragon such that it can make it to the Sub-Guardian. If you have suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I'm open. This is a new deck, so I'm very open to modifying it. Interesting choice. I don't really know what to do here, I'm gonna be honest. Oh man, so wow, I've wasted a bunch of mana. I don't think my opponent has used much of his mana better, so it's okay that that happened. But yeah, I played the Phoenix. I guess I'm playing the Shivan Dragon as well. I wish I had 3 mana for Shock, but that's what I get for playing out a bunch of units. Alright, well, I think it's pretty lucky that so since I had so little mana, I was waiting to play things, and that gave me an appropriate response to getting Retraction Helixed. So, yeah, this opponent wants me to way overcommit to the defense of a lane, and then Retraction Helix those units, to the other one. So I just have to be conscious of the combat trick that exists and not actually commit too much. Now that does make it more difficult. Because I have to let them get to the other side of the battlefield before I play anything, and I mean, I'm heavily damaged here, so it's not looking good. Yeah, my opponent is probably looking for me to play something up there. Yeah, I mean, they retracted and helixed anyway. Like, I saw it coming, and I hope that they saw that I knew it was coming. So, yeah, given that they committed so much to... oh my gosh, the first Phoenix? I want to say I haven't seen another Phoenix this game. Or, not Phoenix, Sphinx. I mean, down goes Shimon Dragon, so things aren't looking too good for me, but I also don't want to commit too much to the defense of this bottom row right here, because he could retraction helix. Alright, I mean, I have the 2 tower damage spells, so I guess I'm just headed for Sub-Guardian elimination. It's not going to work. I can't deal a 4,300 damage in 40 seconds with just spells. I need some kind of creature swarm. Oh, no. Oh, even worse. I played Shock too early. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I guess I tie this game. I'm really close to losing, but I did pull out the draw, so at least I won't lose stars here, but I'm just really confused how this deck is supposed to consistently close out and win games. Because every time Shimon Dragon is just dying. I'll play one more and then be done for the night. So not only do I want to win to move up the ranks and end up in top 250, but also to get your daily boosters, you have to get the gold coins, which comes from winning games. So I'm getting kind of frustrated with the lack of winning, but the deck itself, the deck at its core isn't that bad. It has good enough defense, can turn it into an offense. It's just frustrating that Shimon Dragon dies so quickly, and that the direct damage spells aren't actually enough damage to win on their own. So sometimes I'm stuck only throwing direct damage spells at the opponent, and like I said, it's just not enough. So this is a Sorin. I think I've learned not to just throw out Star of Extinction. These two should kill the Reaver Demon, especially an unbacked up Reaver Demon. I guess my opponent has played the Angel. Luckily I get to shock these guys, so Shimon Dragon plus shock should be pretty good. It's not. I'm utterly surprised that Reaver Demon was able to defeat the Shimon Dragon after it was shocked. I guess I'll shock this group of stuff. I mean, I am doing pretty good tower damage, so I'm happy that Koth did enough damage to the Sub-Guardian. But if you look at this, my opponent still got 3 Reaver Demon sacrifices. So the Vent Sentinel's gone because Reaver Demon with 3 is pretty strong. And I didn't actually kill this group. I have no mana. I mean, now I could shock it, but that's not going to do any good, so I'm saving up for Star of Extinction. Trying to kill everything. I do manage to kill everything with Star, but I'm down a Sub-Guardian, and therefore my opponent is up a Planeswalker. I have no mana, slowly building it back up, so I don't have the mana advantage, I don't have the damage advantage, and I don't have the Planeswalker advantage. So I am like 90% sure I lose this game. Let's try to shock these. Oh my gosh, did the Reaver Demon sacrifice them first? Yes, it did. That's just insane. I specifically shocked the birds so that Reaver Demon wouldn't summon them, and the summon is just way before the sacrifice is very long before the Reaver Demon summon. I mean, what am I going to do? So this is an instance where actually my opponent is pressuring my remaining Sub-Guardian with the goal of not letting me build on the damage that I've already dealt to one Sub-Guardian. I'm playing Koth here because I think my only winning line is getting this second Shivan Dragon down and then starring the Sub-Guardian. I mean, maybe with the dragons. See, the dragons don't even attack the Sub-Guardian. So I'm super open to suggestions on how to improve this deck because it's just not winning, and it can hold its own throughout a game, not that game, but in most of the games tonight it held its own and wasn't going to lose, but I really did struggle to actually close out the game and win. So I mean, if you just want to hold position, I guess it's pretty good, but I'm looking to get up higher into, you know, top number ranked, so this deck might not do it. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and look forward to the next video. Thanks.